Hi, my name's Amanda Skelton and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Today I'd like to show you how to make this lovely card. It's a pocket card, so you can see there. So you've got this little pocket, and what I've done is I've put a little, it can either be a gift tag or it can be a bookmark, so that can be quite versatile. The pocket card itself was inspired by a card that I saw on Pinterest by Jeannie Stark, but I've put my own little twist on it by adding the bookmark or the gift tag. So what you'll need for this project then is a piece of Whisper White cardstock. So this is A5 size, and that works out at 11.5, sorry no it isn't 11.5, read my right piece of paper, 14.9 centimetres by 21 centimetres, and then it's scored along the long length at 10.5 centimetres, so it's got the score line. And then I've got a sheet of coastal cabana card, and that's measuring 10 centimetres by 14.3 centimetres. So that's going to be our next layer. And I've just realised I haven't done my white cardstock either for the back. I'll do that in a minute. And then what we're going to have then is our little pocket. So this has been I've used Noble Peacock foil sheets, and there's 3 different colours that this comes in, and I've also used the Noble Peacock speciality paper, and again that comes in 3 different colours, so I've chosen the 2 colours that coordinate. And what I've done is I've actually cut a rectangle from each of the sheets, so I'll end up with 2 rectangles, and the rectangles measure 6.5 centimetres by 10.5 centimetres. And then what I've done is I've cut one from the top left to the bottom right, and then I've cut one from the top right to the bottom left. Otherwise you're going to end up with your 40-degree angles at the same place if you cut them from the top right. So you need to cut one from the top left and one from the top right, and then you'll end up with your 90-degree angles in each corner. And then once you've cut them in half, you've actually got 2 of each, so you can make a second card. So that's really handy to have. Okay, so what I've realised, I need to go and get some A4 card. So let me just, and I always do this by sight, so I'm just going to put my little lines on here. Get my card trimmer. Okay. Sorry, I thought I was prepared. Obviously I wasn't. So then that will become the background sheet. So these are all the layers that I'll need for the actual main card itself. Okay, I've intentionally left this background plain just because I just think it looks nice and clean and clear, but you could, if you wanted to, you could decorate. You could either use a pattern paper or you could use the stamps and make a pattern on this white sheet, just to add some more detail. Personally I like it nice and clean and uncluttered on this card. So we're just going to layer up our layers and use a silicone mat so that glue doesn't stick to it. The amount of times I've used the backing paper and used glue on it, and then everything I then make afterwards just sticks to it, so it's really useful to have the silicone sheets here. Okay, so I'm just going to lay that one on there, and then I'm going to layer that one onto the actual main card. Okay, so that's my actual main card here. Okay. And then what I'm going to do for the pocket is I'm going to use tear and tape on the edges just to make sure that it adheres really nice and strong. So what I'm going to do, I'm only going to glue the left and the bottom edge and the right and the bottom edge, so that then you've obviously got the pocket at the top open. Once you've turned them upside down, it can be quite difficult to work out which one, so I lay them both that way, and then you know that you're doing the sides and the bottom. So I'm just going to put one piece here. You want to make sure that the tape doesn't overhang, otherwise you end up with glue. On the actual front of the card, and then it'd be quite difficult to not get everything stuck to it again. So again, I'm just going to get stuck to everything. So I don't know if you can see that's too long, so I'm going to cut that back. It still is. Gosh, it's persistent today. Actually, what I'll do is I'll just push it back when I actually take the top layer off. So again, the outside edge. Just cut the tape back. That's better. Tape back as far as you can. Okay, so just before I stick them, I just make sure I have done the tops and the bottoms. Yes, I have. Okay, and it's up to you which way round you want them to go across over. Personally, I like the pattern side. It's nice and patterned, so why not have more of the details showing? Right, so that's where I have the overhang, so I'm just going to use my finger and just push it over so I can feel that there's no sticky edges. Otherwise, when you put it in the envelope, it'll stick to everything. So I'm putting on the plain foil first, and again, it doesn't matter if it doesn't quite go to the right hand edge, because you're going to be putting the next layer on top of it anyway, so you're not going to notice. Okay, so again, got the little pocket there. And just take the protective film off of the second sheet. Just again, push that bit over. I can see it's overhanging a little bit. Just push the left hand, right hand edge down. Okay, and then I don't know if you can see, but you've got your little pocket in here. So like that. So that's your main pocket, and once you've actually got that design, you can do quite a lot of things with that. So I didn't do the gift tag to go with it to start with. I first of all just did a little extra insert. And I just did that to start with, but then I thought, well, why not make it a little bit more interesting and make it a bit more useful in that you've got this tag or the bookmark that you can actually take out and use. You could, even if you wanted to, you could put a little pattern or design or a sentiment behind it, so that when they've taken it out, you've still got something there. But for this one, I'm just going to. So we've got our main card. Now we're going to make our tag. Okay, so. So I've used the papers and the foil and the designer series paper from the Noble Peacock set, which I also bought the dies and the stamps with as well, but I really like the paper, so I thought, well, why don't I use it for something else? So what I've actually done on this one is actually coordinated it with the Daisy Lane bundle, and this is the stamp set, and not that one, and it comes with the punch as well. So this is the medium-sized Daisy punch. There are two sizes. There's the one that's just called Daisy, and this one's called the medium Daisy, which is smaller. So the normal Daisy one is the bigger size. So this punch fits this smaller size flower, but the Daisy punch will fit this one. I've only got the medium one at the moment, but I think that will be very useful to get as well. So that comes as a bundle, and because it's a bundle, it's the 10% off in the current catalogue, which is definitely worth getting. So, and what we're also going to do is make this lovely little tag here. So I've used the scalloped tag topper, which makes this lovely detail on the top, and it gives you the little hole as well there to be able to put your ribbon through. So I've got my two pieces of cardstock here. So again, I've got Whisper White, and that measures 11.5 centimetres by 5 centimetres. And I've got Coastal Cabana, which is 12 centimetres by 5 centimetres. The important thing about the 5 centimetres is 5 centimetres is the width of the punch. So you don't want to go above 5. You can go below 5, but you don't want to go above 5. Okay. And so I've got one slightly shorter, or I've got the white shorter than the blue, so that I can make a nice edge around it. And what I'll do after I've punched the tag top, I'll take a little bit of the edge of the white as well. I just like to have the full width for the actual punch, because then the actual scallop will be central. So it's really easy to use the punch. Make sure it goes right to the end. You can feel when it stops. How easy is that? Very easy. So we'll take away the excess, and then I'm going to do the same for the Coastal Cabana. There you go. So we've got both of those. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the white down a little bit again, just so that you've got that blue edge the whole way around. You just want to do it so that you've just got a little edge, but you can still access the little tag section here. So I'm just going to take a little bit of the edge off the white. Just so that we've got a little bit of a blue edge. Doesn't need to be very much, as you can see. Just a little bit so that you've got a border. So you can see it does take a little bit of the tag top, but you know, you can get away with that easily. So I'm just going to release it down, so there you can see you've got a border all the way around it. So I'm just going to stick those two together. So I'm just using my double-sided tape. Just want to put a little bit on the top as well. I just want to make sure that that again comes away. Okay. So again, we're just going to make sure it's centered and that we reveal as much of the gap at the top as we can, so that we can put our ribbon through it. Okay. So now we're going to do our flower detail. So this is using, like I said before, this is going to be using the smaller of the two flowers. So we've got the stamp here, and I'm going to stamp one. I don't know why I showed that one. I'm going to show stamp one in the Pretty Peacock ink, and I'm going to stamp one in the Burmuda Bay ink, or you could use the Coastal Cabana. I just thought that the Burmuda Bay came out a little bit brighter. It sort of bridged the gap really between the paler colour and the darker colour, so that's what I've used for that. So I've just got a piece of white cardstock here. So I'm going to stamp one flower. Oops. And what you want to do is, because you're going to be using a punch, you want to be stamping them close to the bottom edge or an edge, so that you can slide into the punch nicely. Okay. So I'm just cleaning off that colour. And then I'm going to use the pretty peacock for the second flower. There you go. And then what we also, while that's drying, I'm going to use the Burmuda Bay to do the sentiment as well, which I should have done. Got it on my hands, which I should have done before really. So again, the sentiment I've used the best moments in my life happen with you. I think that's a really nice sentiment to have on something that somebody can keep and use all the time. So we're just going to ink that one up. And you've got to bear in mind that you're going to be putting this into the pocket. So if you want to, you can put it into the pocket. If you want to, you can mark with a pencil where it's going to come, or you can even do it while it's there actually. And you want to make sure that you've got enough space at the top to put your flower. So you want to put it about central. Okay. So that one's done. Take that one back out. So now all that's left to do is to punch out our two flowers, attach them, and then attach our ribbon. So this is actually quite a quick card to make once you've got all the pieces cut out, but I think it's really, really effective, and it would make a really nice special card with this time of year. So it's end of June now. It could be a really nice graduation card that somebody could keep the bookmark going forward. So just line up the flowers. As you can see, you can only push the punch in so far, so that's why I suggest stamping your flowers as close to the edge as you can. There you go, two flowers easily punched out. So I'm going to use the ribbon again from the Noble Peacock suite. So this is the reversible ribbon, and this has sort of two sides to it. One is shiny, one is not so shiny, and one is old olive and one is pretty peacock. So again, this goes really nice with the colours that I've used here. So I'm just going to cut a length of ribbon. And what I like to do is fold them together, put them in from the back of the tag or the bookmark, and then just, you've got quite a nice little knot on the front. So actually there I've got the old olive showing on the front. This one I've got the pretty peacock. So you can choose which colour, but you can see both anyway. They're quite close in colour. Okay, so all that I need to do now is attach with my liquid tombow glue. And it doesn't actually, well, it's up to you which colour you want to put top or bottom. Because most of it is light, I'm going to have the lighter colour flower. If I can get some glue out. Okay, and I'm just going to offset it slightly. So I'm just going to have it there. Make sure that if you glue on the centre of the flower, that the centre of the flower is actually on the tag or the bookmark. Okay, and then what you want to do is you just want to rotate this so that it fills the gaps, so that it looks like a whole flower. And if you want to, I don't know if you've seen when you can curl ribbon by putting like a sharp blade against it. So if you wanted to, or you even use your fingers. So if you just rub your fingers up the things, it makes the flowers have a little bit of a 3D effect. It's easier to do this before you stick it, I'll hasten to add, but I haven't done any of the ones with with this effect, so I thought I would. So what I've done is actually I've left the bottom ones flat, but I've raised, I don't know if you can see that, I've raised the top layers, and again it just makes it a bit more 3D. You can see the difference between those. Actually, I really like the popped up version now that I've done that. I think I prefer that, so I might do that with that one. So there you go. That is a pocket card with a nice little keepsake bookmark or tag. What you could do is you could make it just a shorter length if you wanted to make it a tag. I hope you've enjoyed watching this. The details will be on the bottom of the video in terms of the products used. I look forward to showing you my next creation. Thank you. Bye bye.